Hello everyone, welcome to Concept Classes. Today we shall do the correct use of pronouns. Before I start with pronouns, first we should know what is noun or what are nouns. I have already covered the entire concept in the previous video. Before you watch pronouns, make sure you watch nouns. Okay, what are nouns? Say a boy. Boy is a noun. What noun? Boy is a common noun. Okay, then what is pronoun? When we replace noun with another word, we say pronoun. Sir, what is the example? See, noun boy. So in case of pronoun, it is he. Understood? Okay. So when we replace a word, when we replace a noun by another word, that is called pronoun. Okay. Noun is completely different. Pronoun is completely different. There are how many parts of speech? There are 8 parts of speech. If one is noun, then 2 is pronoun. Do not get confused. Pronoun is completely different. Noun is completely different. Okay. Pronoun replaces noun. Now, let me give you a few more examples. Say a noun, boy. Boy is a noun. What will be the pronoun? He. Okay. Girl is a noun. She is what? She is a pronoun. Okay. Is it clear so far? Now listen. Pronoun again. Remember this. Pronoun does not follow any object. Pronoun does not follow any object. What do I mean when I say this? Okay. Object, before I talk about object, you should know what is object. Say I give you this example. I teach grammar. Okay, so I here is what? I is subject. What is I doing? I is teaching grammar. So grammar becomes the object. Okay, now see, what did I say? That pronoun does not follow any object. Okay, for example, see, this is my pen. This is my pen. So my here is what? My is adjective. Okay, I shall make a separate video on adjective. As of now, just listen to this, that my is adjective. What is adjective? Adjective is a word that qualifies noun. What is the noun here? Pen. Okay, what noun? To be specific, common noun. So my pen. This is my pen. This here is subject and pen is the object, isn't it? Okay, so in case of noun we can have object, but in case of pronoun we cannot have object. Okay, this is my pen. This is my pen. So what we have here? We have object. We can also write it this way. This pen is mine. Okay, we cannot say this is mine pen. Why not? Because mine is what? Mine is pronoun. Okay, and what did I tell you? That pronoun does not follow any object. Okay, pronoun does not follow any object. This is the actual meaning of this. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. Okay, asking you a question is worthless because I'm not teaching you live. Okay, when I say is it clear, I make sure you put a comment down below. Okay, your comment will make me realize that how much I'm able to showcase my thoughts into words. Okay, now see, again let me take another example. Okay, my horse and your horse are both tired. Okay, so my horse and your horse are both tired. So in case of pronoun, we shall avoid this object. How? My horse, listen, okay, my horse and yours. Yours here is referring to your horse. Okay, my horse and yours are both tired. Okay, I hope I'm clear so far. Always remember this. Okay, what we did in the previous video of noun, where I taught you about possessive noun. Okay. Possessive noun, singular and plural noun, which was in case if you have watched the video, you know that possessive noun is denoted by apostrophe s. Apostrophe s, isn't it? Apostrophe s. But in case of pronoun, we do not put apostrophe s. See, my horse and yours. Yours is what? Yours here is pronoun. Okay, but did I put apostrophe s? No, because this is pronoun. This is not possessive. In case of possessive, we put what? Apostrophe s. Always remember this. Okay, do not make any error. Okay, in case if you wish, you can note it down. I'm writing what I said. I'm putting this as a sentence. If you are making a note, just write it down by writing a note. Okay, possessive of pronoun does not have any apostrophe. Okay, example ours. Would I put apostrophe s? No. Why? Because this is not possessive noun. This is pronoun. Noun is completely different. As I told you in the initial starting of the video, that noun is completely different and pronoun is completely different. If we put pronoun, there will not be a single mark of noun, and if we put noun, we cannot put pronoun. Okay, pronoun replaces noun. See, ours, yours, okay, hers, take theirs. These are all now pronouns, okay, with s in the end. But did I put apostrophe s? No. Okay, remember this. For example, when you write a letter, how do you end it? Yours faithfully, isn't it? So when you write yours faithfully, you do not put apostrophe, isn't it? If you put apostrophe, it's wrong. Okay, it should be what? If you put apostrophe s, it's wrong. It should be yours, no apostrophe. Okay. Again, let's take another, okay, last example, just for your conceptual clarity. Okay, these idea, okay, no, these, okay, it will be idea. This idea of, see, ours, it's not apostrophe s, it's only s. Why? Because we are doing pronoun. No, this idea of ours, it should not be not ours. Okay, always remember this. Why not apostrophe s? Because we are doing pronoun, not possessive noun. Okay, I have went in depth with respect to apostrophe s and s. Now we shall do be form of verb. Okay, let me change the color of the ink for your clarity. Be form of verb. So what is be form of verb? So these are called be form of verb. Okay, is, am, are, was, were. Okay, so how do I remember this? It's very simple. Is, am, are, these are in present tense. Okay, and was or were are in past tense. Okay, so is, am, are is a be form of verb. So is, am, are are B form of verb, was or were are again B form of verb. Okay, these are called B forms of verb. Is what? Singular, are is plural, was is singular, were is plural. Okay, see. Again, it always follows, okay, B form of verb, always remember this, B form of verb, B form of verb always follows subjective form. Okay, I have already explained you what is subjective and what is objective. Okay, I am quoting the example again. I teach grammar. Okay, see, this concept is very important. Okay, subject, object. See, when we are young, okay, we did what? Subject and predicate, isn't it? Now, as we have grown up, we see what? Subject, then verb, and then we see object. Okay, subject means the performer, the one who is doing the business. Okay, what? Okay, and object is the thing which is, or the business which is conducted by the subject. What is I doing? I is teaching grammar. Okay, so I is subject and grammar becomes the object. So in case of B form of verb, we always consider subject, not object. Sir, how? See, example. It was he who did it. Okay, sir, where is the subjective form? It is he. Okay, what does this mean? That when we write, okay, in case of pronoun, we okay, in case of pronoun with be verb, we don't write him, we write he. He is the subject form of him. In case if you do not know, remember this. Okay, he is the subject form of him. It will be more clear when we do voices. Okay, active and passive voice, it is, you know, the subject and object has a lot of relevance over there. Anyway, so as of now, it was he who did it. Not say it was him who did it. Why? Because in case of be verb, was is what? Was is be verb. Okay, so pronoun following the be verb will have subjective form. Will have what form? Subjective form. Is it clear? Okay, why subjective form? So what is subjective form? Subject form is he, not him. Okay, in case of okay, I, what is objective form? It is me. Okay, you, objective form is you. Okay, it does not changes, but I will become me, she becomes her. Okay, remember this. Again, let me take another example. It is, okay, let me just change the color of the ink. Okay, it is I that told the truth. Okay, so where is the be verb? Is the be verb, isn't it? Is the be verb. Okay, and the pronoun following be verb, pronoun following be verb will be in subjective form. Okay, why? What is the objective form of I? It is me. I told you, I is me. So it cannot be it is me that told the truth. It should be it is I that told the truth. Why? Because I is following what? The be verb. Okay, always remember, whenever you have be verb, is, am, are, okay, was, were, it will always follow what form? Subjective form. Okay, proceeding ahead, we shall start with reflexive pronoun. Okay, reflexive pronoun. So what is reflexive? Okay, first of all, imagine this scene. Okay, it will help you remember the concept forever. See, say you stand in front of a mirror. Okay, you stand in front of a mirror. What would you see? You see yourself, isn't it? Okay, what would the mirror do? It would reflect your image on the mirror. So what is reflexive pronoun? In reflexive pronoun, what we do, okay, we it basically reflexes we as ourselves, you as yourself. Okay, when do you use selves and self? I should clarify this within few seconds, but first of all you should understand the concept or the name. What it suggests? Reflexive. Reflexive means, comes from the word reflection. Okay, reflection means what? What you're seeing on the mirror, it is reflecting your image. So we here, okay, ourselves here is being reflected from where? We. Yourself is reflected from you. Okay, now see, I have used selves and self. Okay, it's very simple. Some of you may have already cracked it. See, self and selves, it is the concept of singular and plural. In case of singular, what we do, we write self, okay, and in case of plural, we write selves. It is as simple as that. Okay, now see, when I wrote you is singular or plural? It is singular, so I wrote self. We is singular or plural? It is plural, so I wrote selves. Okay, let me take another example. Before I take another example, again remember this, you can write this as your note. Okay, reflexive pronouns are never used as subjects. Okay, reflexive pronouns are never used as subjects. Okay, let me take the previous example which I have already used, so that it becomes simple for you, easier for you. Okay, see, we as, okay, no, let me take this example. Let me reframe the example. Okay, it becomes, see, we enjoyed ourselves. Okay, so what is the reflexive pronoun here? Ourself, isn't it? Reflexive pronoun is ourselves, right? So is ourselves here subject or object? It is object. It is object. I have already given you the concept of subject and object, isn't it? What comes first is subject and what comes last is the object. Okay, and as we move ahead with grammar classes, it will be much more crystal clear to you. Okay, as of now, see, we and ourselves, we here is the subject, enjoyed is the verb. So how do you know it is a verb? Because enjoying is what? It is action. Verb means action. So enjoy. Okay, what is the first form? Enjoy. So how many form it would have? It would have 5 forms. So enjoyed is the verb, we is the subject, and ourselves is the object. So why did you put object in the, ourselves in the object place? Because reflexive pronouns are never used as subjects. Okay, remember this, reflexive pronouns are never used as subjects. So reflexive pronoun here is what? Ourselves. I have put it as object. Okay, also remember that reflexive pronoun, okay, I've written in short form, reflexive pronoun, okay, is used after, okay, let me change the color of this, very important. Okay, reflexive pronoun is used after verb plus preposition. Okay, what is preposition? I shall make another video on this. Okay, as of now, okay, verb plus preposition. Okay, let us take this example. Okay, I hope you know preposition. Okay? These are actually, simpler concepts. Okay, yet I shall still make another video on this. Okay, now see, he, even if you do not know, I'll make sure that you learn about the concept of preposition after watching this video. See, he spoke to himself. Okay, so what is the verb here? See, what is the verb here? Spoke. Verb is the, so what are you doing? Reflexive pronoun is used after verb, after. Okay, this after is very important here. Okay, after verb plus preposition. So what is the verb here? Spoke. Okay, and what is the preposition here? It is to. To is the preposition, spoke is the verb. And where do we use reflexive pronoun? Achha, where is the, what is the reflexive pronoun here? Is it he or himself? It is himself, right? Okay, very good. So himself is the reflexive pronoun. Is it after the verb or preparation, or is it before verb or preparation? It is after. It is after. Well done. Well done. Okay, very good. So reflexive pronoun is coming after verb or preparation. I hope it is clear. Okay, what is the verb? Spoke. Spoke is verb. Which form of verb? It is second form of verb. Okay, again to. To is what? Preposition. So verb plus preposition will be followed by reflexive pronoun. Okay, again, as I told you that reflexive pronoun will have self in case of singular and selves in case of plural, isn't it? But sometimes, or there is an exception to it, when preposition, okay, preposition indicates locality. When preposition indicates locality. Okay, so what is locality? This locality word, okay, locality means position. Okay, let me give you an example, it will be much more easier to you. See, they put the child between them, not themselves, not themselves. Okay, it should be them. Why? See, between is what? Between is a preposition. Between here is a preposition, isn't it? Okay, and what is the reflexive pronoun here? Them. Them is the reflexive pronoun. Okay, so sir, did you write themselves or them? I wrote them. Why? Because child is occupying a position. Child is occupying a position. Let me make it much more clear to you. Okay, say they. Okay, listen to this story. They, suppose mom and dad, they went for a movie on weekend. Okay, mom and dad, they went for a movie with their child. Okay, so this is seat number 1, this is seat number 2, and this is seat number 3, and they have booked how many tickets? So say suppose 3 tickets. Okay, so mom sits here, that is first. Okay, then dad sits here, and in between it will be the child. Between, is it clear? Okay, so child has occupied a position. When a child or anything, person or place, if it occupies a position, we use reflexive pronoun without self or selves. Okay, in case of singular it would be self, and in case of plural it would be selves, isn't it? Okay, I hope the concept is clear. Okay, I shall repeat. When preposition indicates locality, meaning between here is what? Between the child is occupying a place. When someone occupies a place means what? The child is occupying here position. Position means what? Locality. Okay, position is synonymous to locality. So as child is occupying a position, we use reflexive pronoun as them. Okay, them, not themselves. Okay, kindly remember this exception to preposition in case of reflexive pronouns. Okay, let me give you another example for some more conceptual clarity. Okay, they kept the book between themselves. Is it true or false? Say a question is being asked. Okay, they kept the book between themselves. Is it true or false? This is false. Why? Because between is what? Between here is preposition. Is the book occupying a place? Yes, sir. How's it, Josh? Hi, sir. Okay. So the reflexive pronoun themselves. Okay, just having fun. Anyway, listen. Reflexive pronoun will have them, not themselves. Okay, so if I cut themselves, then the sentence gets true. Is it clear? The book is occupying a position when a thing, or I told you, or a person occupies a position. In case of reflexive pronoun, we use them. In case of himself, what would you use? Him. Okay. In case of herself, what would you use? Her. Okay. Ourselves, you would use are, not ourselves. Why? Because whatever the object, or whatever the object be, if the object occupies a position, we use reflexive pronoun as this. Okay, are. Okay, her, him, them. Okay, good. Now moving ahead with the concept of pronoun, I shall teach you pronouns referring to antecedent. Okay, antecedent. So what is antecedent? Antecedent means before. What is precedent? Precedent it is after. Okay, not precedent. Okay, it is precedent. Precedent means after, antecedent means before. Okay, let me give you an example. What are we doing? Pronouns referring to antecedent. Pronouns referring to antecedent. Okay, let us take this example. All passengers must show their tickets. Okay, before I continue, I would recommend that whatever I am teaching you as subheads, make sure you note it down in your notebook. Okay, for your future reference. Okay. Okay. Now, see, all passengers must show their tickets. There, here is, what is there? There is pronoun. What are you doing? Pronoun refer. Oh, let me just change the heading. Okay, so there. Okay, see, pronouns referring to its antecedent. Okay, so let me just highlight this. See, all passengers must show their tickets. All and there. All is referring to whom? There, isn't it? Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, there is referring to whom? All, right? So there, here is what? Pronoun. Here, there is what? Pronoun, and all is the antecedent. Pronoun referring to its antecedent. Okay, here there is referring to all, so all is what? Antecedent. Why? All is coming before. What did I say? The meaning of antecedent. Antecedent means before or prior. Okay, so this is the meaning of, this is the concept of pronouns referring to its antecedent. Okay, let me take another example. Every man must bear his own burden. Okay, I want you to pause the video, okay, and just try to introspect this question once and then resume the video and see whether your introspection is at par with my explanation or not. Okay, if it is, you are the excellent creature on this earth. Okay, see, every man must bear his own burden. Okay, what is the pronoun here? Okay, let me just change the color of the ink. Okay, his is the pronoun. What is antecedent? Man. Man is the antecedent. His is the pronoun. Pronoun referring to antecedent. Okay? I hope you are correct. Okay? So let us move ahead. We shall discuss now about indefinite pronoun. Okay? So what is indefinite pronoun? See, the name itself says what? Indefinite. Indefinite means something that is not defined, something that is not clear. Let me write here unclear. Okay? Or I can also say indirect. Isn't it? So give us example. Before I start with the example, first see. Indirect pronoun. Okay? What is the indirect pronoun that is used? It is one. Okay, one is called indirect pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. Okay, it's my bad. One is the indefinite pronoun. With example, it will be much more clearer to you. Okay, listen. One must use one's best efforts. Okay, one must use one's best effort. Okay, here one, again another one. Okay, so here one is referring to whom? This person. Okay, whoever the person is. Okay, we do not know why, because we are talking about that person indirectly. Okay, there is a we are doing what? Indefinite pronoun. Okay, indefinite pronoun is what? One. Okay, one must use one's best efforts in general. Okay, in general, not referring to someone specifically. This is okay. So what pronoun do you use when we refer to someone in indirectly or unspecifically? We use one. Okay, let me give you another example for much better concept. Sorry, for better concept clarity. Okay, not much better. One must not boast. So what is boast? Boast means show. Okay, one must not boast of one's success. Okay, this is again what? Another general statement. Okay, one must not. Are we talking about specific person? No. Okay, so this is indefinite pronoun. Okay, one must not boast of one's success. Okay, so indefinite pronoun here is this one. What is wrong? Wait, something is wrong. Okay, wait. Yeah, got it. Now once. Okay, so we are referring to one here. Okay, so one must not boast of one's success. When do you use one? In case if you see two one in one sentence, if you see two ones in one sentence, what does it imply? This means we are talking about the concept of indefinite pronoun. Okay, good. Now let us start with relative pronoun. Okay. Okay, let me just change the color of the ink. Relative pronoun. See, what is relative pronoun? Okay, there are certain specific words that are referred to as relative pronoun. Okay, that, who, which. How do I remember this thing? Who and which are from which family? WH family. Okay, we shall learn about this when I do tenses. Okay, in case if you have already done tenses, you should be well aware about WH family. You just have to remember that. Okay, that, who and which, okay, are the part of relative pronoun. See, so what is relative pronoun? When subject of a verb is a relative pronoun. Okay, so what is subject of a verb? Okay, let me just write this statement first so that I can relate to this statement and give you the proper explanations with example. Okay, when subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, the verb should agree with number and persons. Okay, before I proceed, first of all understand what is relative. Relative means relation, okay, or some connection with what? Pronoun. Okay, there will be a word which will be relative pronoun which will have some connection with pronoun. Okay, I shall explain what is it with example. See, if subject, let me just keep it simple, okay, then I shall give you an example. See, subject and relative pronoun. If subject is he, excuse me, if subject is he, what would be the relative pronoun? Who. Okay, to make the concept much more crystal clear, I am giving you an example. Okay, he is one of the boys. He is one of the boys who have been selected. Okay, this is an example. What does the sentence say? I am repeating again. When subject of a verb, I shall explain what subject of a verb is. Okay, when subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, the verb should agree with number and persons. First of all, what is a subject of a verb? Okay, subject of a verb means a sentence which has action. A sentence with action. So what a sentence with action means? A sentence which has verb. Verb means what? Verb means action, isn't it? Okay, so sentence which has action. So he is one of the boys who have been selected. What is the verb here? It is selected. Selected is the verb, isn't it? Right? Which form of verb this is? Third form of verb. Okay, past participle. Anyway, why? Because we have. So anyway, so verb selected is what? It is verb. Okay, we shall conform to the the meaning of it. When subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, excuse me, the verb should agree with number and persons. He is one of the boys. What is the pronoun here? He. He is pronoun. Okay, and what is who? Who is referring to whom? He. So who becomes relative pronoun. Okay, the verb should agree with number and persons. What does number and person mean? It means have. Is have singular or plural? It is plural. Now you may say, sir, as you are taking he is singular or plural? Listen very carefully, okay? He is singular, but I have used have. Have is plural, right? Have is plural. Whereas I should have used has. Why? Because here is he. He is singular. Have is plural. So why did you use have? It's because when I say he is one of the boys, means there are several other boys who have been selected along with him. Okay, that is why I have used have. Now listen to the sentence as I read. He is one of the boys, meaning there are other boys and he is one of the boys. He is just a part of those boys who have been selected. Okay, say he here refers to Mr. A. Okay, so there are 8 boys. So Mr. A is the part of those 8 boys. Okay, so Mr. A plus 7. Why 7? Because Mr. A is part of 8. Okay, so 7 plus 1 is Mr. A. Okay, so Mr. A plus 7 other boys have been selected. This is what I mean. Okay, so when I say 7, it becomes plural, right? Mr. A or anyone along with Mr. A would become plural. That is why he with relative pronoun is being followed by have and not has. This is the meaning of the verb should agree with number and persons. Okay, moving ahead with pronouns, it brings us to another concept named personal pronouns. Okay, personal pronouns. Before I move ahead with personal pronouns, see, these are some examples of personal pronouns. Okay, when you have these in sentence, these are personal pronouns. When to use he, when to use you, he and we shall learn. Okay, first you should understand the difference between first person, second person and third person. Okay, who is the first person? First person is the speaker. Okay, second person is the person to whom the first person is speaking to. Okay, I repeat, first person is the speaker. Okay, first person is speaking to whom? The second person. So second person. Okay, when first person is speaking to second person, let's suppose first person is speaking about third person. So first person will become I, second person would become you, and the third person would become, say, he or she. Okay, when the first person, okay, assume yourself in his place, in first person. Okay, assume yourself in first person. What would you be? I, isn't it? When you talk to your friend, whatever you say, okay, you are good, you are bad, whatever you are, okay, you are excellent. So what would you say? From your mouth you would say you. Would you say I? No, you would say you. Say you are talking about your friend. Okay, say you are talking to him. Okay, about third person. Suppose you say he is a very good singer. He is a very good singer. Say you talk to your friend. Do you know? Say he's Mr. R. Okay, do you know Mr. R? He is a very good singer. Whom are you talking to? Mr. R. Whom are you talking about? He or the third person. So when you speak, you are the first person. Whom you talk to is the second person. Whom you talk about is the third person. Okay. Again, personal pronouns are being bifurcated into 2 parts. Okay. Listen very carefully. Okay, let me just create this distinction so that it becomes easier for you to contemplate. Okay, see, personal pronouns in case of success. What would the opposite in case of failure? Okay, I shall narrate a very interesting story which would help you to memorize this, or sorry, not memorize, remember this forever. Okay, I don't appreciate memorizing. You should understand everything conceptually. Okay? So in case of success, what comes first? It is second person. First would come second person, followed by third person, and then first person. How do you denote second person? It is you, right? I told you already. Okay, see, second person is you, first person is I. Okay, again there is we as well. Okay, we is also part of first person. Okay, I is singular, we are plural. Okay, he, she. Okay, he, she. Okay, we also they as well. See, so second person, let me just change the color of the ink. Okay, second person is you, third person would be he, she, and they. Okay, and the first person, as I told you, I and we. Okay, I is singular, we plural, they plural, she is female and he is male, and you is for the second person. Okay, and in case of failure, it is first person, then third person, and then second person. Okay, first person, I repeat, I, third person is, okay, wait, I think take it. First person is I, okay, third person is he, and the second person is, suppose, you. Okay, you know, he, she, they, all. Okay, all, I, we. Okay, and you. Before I proceed with in case of success and in case of failure, you should first remember that what is the hierarchy? First, second person, third person, and then first person. So give example. Listen. You. Listen very carefully. Okay, you, they, and we have scored a victory. Okay, victory means winning something. Okay, you, they. So you is what? First is you, followed by they, we, and victory. See, you is what? Second person, right? Let me change the color of the ink. Okay, you is second person, isn't it? You is second person, they is third person, S is for second person, T is for third person, and V is for first person. When do we follow this hierarchy or this rule? First, okay, second person, third person, and then comes first person. When? In case of success, right? In case of success. So victory here means what? It means success, isn't it? So this is a way follows first, second person, then third person, and then first person. Okay, I shall narrate the story. Okay, but first understand this one so that it will be easier for you to relate. Okay, again, example under this would be, okay, would the example contain failure or success? It is failure. Okay, listen. I, we, and you are responsible for this loss. Okay, so I, we, you, and loss. Okay, so I here is what? First person, we is the we. Okay, sorry, wait, something is wrong. Not we. Okay, it should be he. my bad. Okay, so I, he becomes third person. Okay, third person, first person, he is the first person, I first person, third, he third person, and you is the second person. Okay, when do we use this method or this hierarchy? First, third and second in case of failure. So loss is what? Loss is failure, isn't it? Okay, it's not T, okay, it's L. Failure, see. Okay, as I told you about this story, look at this. See, first let us just revise so that you will be able to relate to this one. Okay, so in case of success, what do we start with? You. Just remember this, okay, to understand that image, story in that image. Okay, for success it is we start with you, okay, and failure we start with I. In case of failure, you put yourself first, and in case of success, you put other person first. See how. Okay, look at this. Here I shall talk from the perspective of Professor Satish Dhawan. Okay, so that it becomes easier for you to understand. See, once in a satellite launching mission, okay, we got failed. We here refers to Dr. Kalam and his team. Okay, former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He spoke about this in one of his interview. Okay, see. So once in a satellite launching mission, we got failed. Professor Satish Dhawan, ex-chairman of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, took all the failure responsibilities on himself. Okay. So when there was a satellite launching mission, okay, and it got failed, what did Professor Satish Dhawan do? He said that I take the entire responsibilities of failure. What did I tell you? That failure is on I. Okay, let us refer to the slide. See, failure is I. Okay, again, see, and just after 1 year, when we got succeeded, when we means Dr. Kalam and his team, okay, when we got succeeded in the mission, he gave credit to me and the whole team. He here refers to Professor Satish Dhawan. Okay, much respect to him and his entire team. Okay, so what did Professor Satish Dhawan do when the satellite launching mission was successful? He gave entire credit to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So if I speak from Satish Dhawan's perspective, what would I say? You here refers to Dr. Kalam, isn't it? Okay, you and your entire team deserves this credit. So when the mission was successful, what did Satish Dhawan do? He gave entire credit to Dr. Kalam. And when it was failure, he said, I take the entire responsibilities. And when it was successful, he said, you all have done it. He did not take the credit. Okay? So in case of failure, it is I. In case of successful, it is you. I here is what? I. In case of failure, what would come first? First person, then followed by third person, and then second person. I hope you do not forget this image, this story, and the entire logic behind personal pronouns. Okay, and in case of success, first is you, isn't it? You is the second person. Okay, second, then third, and then first. Okay, I hope I am clear with this concept. Okay. Okay, with this we come to an end of pronouns and its usage. I hope I was able to transmit my memory in the field of pronouns into your hard disk. Okay. In case of any conceptual clarity, do comment your query and I shall reply you at the earliest. Okay, this is Sir Abdul here signing off. Thank you and Jai Hind.